everybody, and welcome to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my highlighting collection slash decluttering. If you've been following me for the past few weeks, I've been decluttering my entire collection, and I do a full dedicated video on each category. So for today's video, we're going to be doing the highlighters. I'm going to be swatching them. I'm going to be showing you guys different formulas, which ones are my favorite colors, tones, undertones. If you enjoy this type of videos, please don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified every single time I post. And now, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, the first one I have here is this one by Hard Candy, Just Glow Luminizing Stick. It doesn't have a shade name. It's more of a gel consistency. It is actually very sheer. As you guys can see, it gives a beautiful glow, but it has more of that icy type of undertone, a little bit more bluish, purplish, and I have more of a olive type of warm undertone. So this kind of highlighters, although I like a lot, they tend to not look the most flattering on my skin. So I am gonna declutter this one. The next one I have here is this one by Jordana Cosmetics, and if you guys have been watching my decluttering videos, you probably know how much I rave about this. I actually have two shades, 01 Pearl Glow and 02 Radiant Glow, and Radiant Glow is the one that I normally use the most. It has a little bit more of that warm undertone. It's a little bit more golden, and it tends to look a little bit better on my skin. So since this one is brand new, and as you guys can see, this one, it's a little bit more pearly, a little bit more in that icy undertone. I am gonna declutter the one that's brand new, and I'm just gonna keep the one that I have open. The next one I have here is this one by Patrick Ta, Major Glow Highlighting Mist. You can use it in your face, and you can also use it in your body. There it is. As you guys can see, this one has a little bit more of that kind of like golden undertone. It's very subtle, and it looks very nice on the skin. I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't really used it in my face because of the format that it comes in. It's a little bit hard to apply it only because you don't know exactly where it's going. I am gonna keep this one. Like I said, I like to use this in the summertime, especially like in my body, in my shoulders, in my legs, and it tends to look really nice. This one is in the shade We Love Her. The next one I have here is this one by Colourpop. This one is another one that is actually very pretty. There was a time in my life when I was obsessed with this kind of highlighters, but over time I realized that this kind of tones don't really flatter me, and I don't gravitate towards them because I know they don't look as nice as I imagine they look in my head. So I am gonna declutter this one as well. The next one I have here is this one by Wet n Wild. I used to have this one co-worker who would always use this in her skin. It does have glitter, but the color itself, it's so pretty, and I like to use this type of highlighters under my foundation. So this one I am gonna keep, and these are so affordable, so that's another reason why I really enjoy those highlighters. The next one I have here is this one by Chanel. This one is the multi-use stick in the shade Sculpting, I believe. It's so beautiful, especially for those days that you're not wearing a lot of makeup. If you're just wearing like a tinted moisturizer and you want to apply a little bit of highlight, it just makes your skin look wet. It gives you the most beautiful shine to the skin. It looks so natural. There's no shimmer, glitter, or anything like that. It's a little bit more pearly, and I really enjoy it. The consistency, it lasts a very long time on the skin, and what I like is that it's not sticky. Sometimes with this kind of like balmy highlighters, they tend to be a little bit sticky, but once this one sets in your skin, it kind of melts. It just looks so beautiful, and it lasts a very long time. The next one I have here are these by Nude Sticks, and these are the Magnetic Nude Glimmers, and these are in the shade 99% Angel. I actually had the little one because they sent it to me with, I think it was a gift with purchase, and I really liked it. A little bit later, Ulta was having their 21 Days of Beauty, and that's when I got the large size. This is what it looks like, and this is another one of those highlighters that is just so pretty. It's very metallic when you first apply it, but once you blend it, it just gives you the most beautiful natural highlight to the skin. It goes on very nicely over foundation, under foundation. It just looks so beautiful, as you guys can see. This is another one that's very subtle. It's very natural. If you don't like any of these really metallic highlighters, you just want something to add a little bit of dimension to your skin, this one definitely is a must. And I really like the shade. If you are a bride or if you have a little bit more mature skin, this kind of highlighters tend to flatter the skin very nicely because it just adds a little bit of a glow without looking very heavy or anything like that. So I am gonna get rid of the little one. Next I have this one by Hourglass, and this is the Vanish Champagne Flash Highlighter. Love the color. It's a little bit more metallic than the other two, like the Chanel and the Nude Sticks, but it's still very pretty. It goes on the skin very nicely. This color in a specific I really enjoy, especially in the summertime, because it does have champagne goldish undertone. I really enjoy it. So this is another one that I am so in love with. From that same line I have another shade, and this one is Pink Flash. This one has a little bit more color. The formula, it's amazing, but like I said, this is something that I purchased thinking that, oh, maybe one day I'm gonna use, and I honestly never use. Next I have this one by Marc Jacobs, and this one is the Dewy Drops in the shade 50 Do You. I actually got this in a little set, and this is the color, but I was not a fan of the formula. So when you first apply it, it does feel like a gel, but then once it dries, it starts cracking and it doesn't look as flattering on the skin as I imagine it would, because when you first swatch it, it looks very pretty, but once you try to blend it into the skin, or once you start to kind of like work it in, I'm not a huge fan of the way that it goes. Like, it starts looking, I'm sure you guys could see it, it starts looking streaky, and it just doesn't really work. I was very disappointed. I had really high hopes, but I'm not a huge fan, so I am gonna get rid of this. Next I have this one by Charlotte Tilbury, and this one is the Hollywood Beauty Light 1 in the shade Spotlight. And this one was actually one of my best friend's gifts for, I think she gave it to me either for Christmas or one of my birthdays. But this is very pretty. As you guys can see, I've used a ton. I like to use it either under my foundation or over my foundation. This one just gives you the most beautiful glow. As you guys can see, this is what it looks like. I'm pretty sure you guys can see how the Marc Jacobs starts to dry down in a really strange way, whereas this one looks very smooth. The other ones do too. You do have to be careful when you apply it on top of foundation. That is something that I've noticed. Are a few foundations where I have to make sure that I blend it very fast, just to make sure that it doesn't break it apart. But other than that, it's a really nice highlighter. Next I have this one by Tarte, and this one is the Shape Tape Glow Wand. This one is in the shade Sunbeam, and this is actually very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless product. Same, you can apply it under foundation, over foundation. It has a beautiful formula. It has a tiny bit of color, but not a lot, as you guys could see. This one is another one that it doesn't have any shimmer or anything like that. It just gives you such a beautiful glow. When I read the description online, they created this product to basically apply it under your eye, kind of like as concealer. So you would apply this and mix it with your regular concealer just to get a little bit more of that brighten effect under the eye. I personally like to use it as a highlighter or as a glowy primer, so I normally will apply it under my foundation on the higher points of my face, and I notice that it looks very beautiful, especially when you're applying a very full coverage matte foundation. I love the combination of them too, because I notice that it gives a little bit of a glow, but it looks very subtle. It looks very pretty, and it doesn't interfere with the foundation formula whatsoever. So that's another reason why I really enjoy this type of products. Next we have the Glossier Play, and this one is the Night Shine highlighter. Packaging is very cute. When you see it online, it looks a lot bigger than what you get. It has a little bit of that kind of like rose gold type of shade. The consistency, it's a little bit more in a gel, but it blends out very nicely. You can sheer it out, you can completely build it up. I was very surprised with how much I like this highlighter. Next I have two that are brand new. The first one is the LA Girl Luminous Glow Skin Illuminator. You know, I've been having this one for a very long time in my collection, and I've never found the need to open it up, so I am gonna donate this one. And the one that I am curious about is this one by CoverGirl. This one is the Clean Fresh highlighter in the shade 400 So Guilty. I actually was watching a video and they were raving about this highlighter, and then I realized I had it, and oh, this one feels very nice. It has kind of that cooling sensation when you swatch it, and the color is actually very pretty, huh? I am so curious to try it in my face. The next one is this one by Becca, and as you guys can see, I've used a ton of this. This one is in the shade Moonstone. I've been having it for such a look, as you guys can see, it's so pretty, but I've been having it for such a long time. It's time for me to let it go. It's actually very old, so I am going to declutter this one. The next one I have here is this one by Cover FX. This one is metallic. I am going to keep it though. Are you guys, this is so nice. If you want to look like the Tin Man, this one is your guy. This one actually came with, I think it was a gift set and one of those Christmas mini sets. Oh, it feels very nice. I don't think I would be using this one as a highlight. I think I will use this more as an eyeshadow. It is very, very pretty, as you guys can see. I'll keep you guys posted, but it's so pretty. Look at this. This one is in the shade Fenty Glow, and we're done with the first one. Now we're gonna go to the second one. The first one I have here is this one by MAC, Clean Color Base in the shade Shell, and this is what the color looks like. There was a time that I was obsessed with pink highlighter, and this one was one of them. It's a pretty color, but I am not gonna keep it. I am gonna declutter it only because I don't reach for them as much as I should, and I know there's gonna be other people out there that would use it a little bit more, so that one is gonna go. The next one I have here is this one by Becca, and this one is the Becca Skin Love Glow Glaze Stick in the shade, I don't know, it doesn't have a name. This one, it's another one that is very similar to the Chanel one, where they just give you a little bit of a glow, make your skin look wet. As you guys can see, it's so pretty. I really, really enjoy this type of sticks. This one has a little bit more of that pink undertone. I don't know if you guys could see it, but it's very subtle compared to the MAC one. As you guys can see, the MAC one is very, like, it's a pink and it's intense. This one is pink, but it's very, very subtle, so I am gonna keep this one. The next one I have here is this one by Colourpop. This one is a collab with Becky G, and this one is in the shade Chisme. I really like this powder highlighters because powder tends to last a little bit longer. It's a very nice color. I really like the undertone of this highlighter because it tends to work really nice with my skin tone. As you guys can see, it's this one right here. Next I have this one by Essence, and this one is a pure nude highlighter. I know a lot of people like it, and I want to like this highlighter. Like, I really do want to like it. It has a nice color. It's this one right here, but I don't know, it's a little bit more peach. I honestly don't reach for it. It's a very, like, extremely subtle highlight. The undertone, it's a little too peach for my skin tone. I don't know if you guys could see it right there. I am gonna declutter this one. This one is by Revolution Pro, and this one is the Skinfinish in the shade Radiance, and this is actually very pretty. Very similar to one of the MAC highlighters that I really love, and this is what it looks like. Next we got the Maybelline Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter. This one is in the shade 100 Molten Gold. This has been in my collection for such a long time, and it's actually a very nice highlighter. This is what the color looks like. I have another shade in the same line, and this one is in Molten Peach. Like I said, there was a time that I was obsessed with pink highlighter or peach highlighter, as you guys can see. These are the colors. They're so pretty. I really, really do enjoy them and reach for them from time to time. And I also have a third shade. This one was the one that was in collab with Naked Tutorials. This is not a color that I wear all the time. The collector inside of me wants to keep it. The next one I have here is Revlon Skin Lights Prismatic Highlighter. This one is in the shade 202. It's a little bit more subtle than the Maybelline, and it's also a little bit more in that copper type of undertone, but it is very nice. These go on the skin so nicely, just like with the bronzer. I am so in love with the highlight. The next one I have here is this one by Wet n Wild, and this one is the Color Icon Blush, and this one is in the shade Don't Flutter Yourself. It's actually very metallic, So I would normally use it as a topper, and this is another one that it's very pink. I don't use pink highlighters or blush toppers or anything like that anymore, so I am gonna get rid of that one. Another one from Wet n Wild is the Mega Glow highlighting powder in the shade Bloom Time. This one is a little bit more peachy. And this is what it looks like. I am gonna declutter it. I don't want to, but I know that I don't wear these type of highlighters anymore. From Wet n Wild is again from the same line, but this one is in the shade Precious Petals. This is what this one looks like. It's still metallic, but it's a little bit more subtle than this two right here. I actually been wearing this ever since I did my Wet n Wild video, and I've been using it non-stop, so this one is gonna stay. This one is the Hello Halo blush and highlighter duo in the shade After Sex Glow. And I think they changed the name on this one. This one comes with a blush and a highlight. The highlighter on this one is actually very pretty. I like the highlight more than I actually like blush. So I am gonna declutter this one as well. Next, I have this one by NYX, the High Class Illuminating Powder in the shade Moon Glow. The consistency on this one is like a putty. Very similar to the Colourpop. This is what it looks like. Whenever the light is not hitting it, you can hardly tell that there's any shimmer or anything like that, but it is very, very pretty. Next, I have this one by Pixi, and this one, it was a collab with Jen from Head to Toe. Jen was one of the first YouTubers that I discovered way back when, so when she came out with the collab with Pixi, I was very excited. Now this one is another highlighter that it has a little bit more of a pink undertone. As you guys could see, it's kind of like a copper kind of pink. You can use it in your eyes, you can use it as a highlight. You can also use it as a like blush and highlight together depending on your skin tone. From Colourpop, I have Super Shocked in the shade On the Cusp, and this is the color right here. And I mean, this by Colourpop, they last a very, very long time. You just have to make sure that you close them very tightly so that they keep that nice consistency. Next, I have this palette by Milani, and it comes with 3 shades. This is the first one, this is the more peach one, this is the light one. I normally don't reach for this palette as much as I should, so I am gonna get rid of this one. Next, I have this one by Catrice, and this is the High Glow Mineral Highlighter in the shade Amber Crystal number 30. This one is more like a baked highlighter. It's another one of those highlighters that it's very, very subtle, very natural for those days that you don't want, or if you don't like a lot of shimmer highlighter. The next one I have here is this one by Crash Cosmetics, and this one is the Glow in the shade Carmen. This one is another one of those really metallic highlighters. As you guys can see, it has a little bit of a peachy kind of undertone, and the reason why I really enjoy this highlighter is because it doesn't emphasize any texture whatsoever, and it's actually very creamy. It's a powder, but it does feel very, very creamy on the skin. This brand is really hard to get here in the States, but I do really enjoy this one, so I am gonna keep it. The next one I have here is this one by Revolution, and this one is the Glass Mirror Illuminator. I'm not sure what shade is this. Again, this is another one of those really pink highlighters. This one is a little bit more icy, a little bit more blue. I'm not super impressed with the formula on this one, so I am gonna pass this one. And we're done with the second one. Okay, now we're gonna go with the big one. The first one I have here is this one by Jaclyn Cosmetics. This is the Luminous Powder and the shade Do Me. This is not necessarily like a highlighter. This is more of, you use it all over the skin, and it gives you a little bit of a glow. Like obviously if you use a lot, you can definitely get a little bit more of a highlighter, as you guys can see. But if you use the slightest amount all over the skin, for those of you that have very dry skin, or if you just want that little bit more glow, if you're using a really matte foundation, a powder like this is actually very flattering. Another one that I have by Jaclyn Cosmetics is one of the little, this one is definitely a highlighter. This is the loose highlighter in the shade Balm. This one is intense. You can see me from the neighbor's house. But it is a very nice color, as you guys can see. It has a very nice nice consistency. The powder is very finely milled, so it goes on the skin very nicely. So this one I'm also gonna keep. From Benefit Cosmetics, I have this one. This is a highlighter in the shade Cookie, and this is a golden pearl highlighter. This one's also feel very creamy, but this one is bam in your face. This highlighter is very pretty, but it's definitely very metallic, as you guys can see, very light reflecting. Next, I have one of these MAC palettes. This one is very old. I got this very long time ago. So this one comes with a blush and also comes with the highlight. And there you go. That's the highlighter right there, and that's the blush right there. No, I think I am gonna declutter this one. I used to like it a lot. Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Bar of Gold palette. So these are the colors. As you guys can see, I've used this palette a ton. This is the lightest shade. This is the middle one, which is my favorite. This is the one that I use the most. And finally, this is the last shade. I really love the sheen on this kind of powders. It does look intense, obviously, when you're swatching it, but when you are applying it in the skin, it just gives the most beautiful highlight. We got some Artist Couture highlighters, and this one is in the shade Illuminati, and this is what this one looks like. These highlighters have a ton of glitter. They're very sparkly, they're very blinding. They look very pretty, especially in photographs. The next shade I have here is Double Take. They're very unique powders. So this one is in Double Take. This one has a little bit of that pink kind of like shift to it. And finally, I have the shade Broadway, and I actually have two. So I am gonna donate this one, and I'm only gonna keep the little one. And this one is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Rose Gold. As you guys can see, I've used this one a ton as well. And this is the shade. Right now I can't use it because I am very pale, as you guys can see, but in the summertime I really do enjoy using this shade. Another highlighter that is very pretty is this one by Laura Gellar, and this one is in the shade Gilded Honey, and this one was very famous a very long time ago. This one is actually very blinding. These powders are so buttery, they're so pretty. I really do enjoy them. A classic from Anastasia is the Ambrosy highlighter. I'm sure you guys have seen it, but this is what mine looks like. As you guys can see, I've used it a ton. This is the shade, and I really do enjoy it. From Kylie Cosmetics, same as with my bronzers and blushes. Don't buy this regular price, wait for a sale. This is in the shade Ice Me Out. It's so pretty. And this one is in the shade Cheers Darling. This one is actually a lot more subtle than this one. This one is Ice Me Out. It's a little bit more metallic, and the other one it's a little bit more pearly. Next, I have the Too Faced Fancy Pink Diamond Highlighter. Another one of my impulse purchase when I was all into the pink highlighter. Now this one is pink, but it's not as intense as the Artist Couture one or as all the other ones that I decluttered. It is slightly pink, but not so pink. The packaging is very bulky though. I am gonna say that, like, it does take up a lot of space, but I really do like it, so I am gonna keep it. Another one from Chanel, and this one is the highlighting powder in the shade 10 Ivory Gold. I was very surprised that these have glitter. It's a very subtle glitter, but there's definitely glitter, so you are able to tell. But it's so pretty, as you guys could see. You can sheer it out and apply a very small amount, but if you want it to be very in your face, potent, you can definitely make it happen. Moving on, we're gonna go with Fenty Beauty, and these are the Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighting Duos. This is a little bit more dark. Don't use it all the time. These are more of my summertime highlighter, bronzer slash blush toppers because of the shade. The next one I have here, shade Trophy White. It makes my skin look like a glass. Very shimmery, I'm not gonna lie, but it's actually very pretty. The next one I have here is in the shade Lighting Dust and Fire Crystal. This one, it's a little bit more pinkish, a little bit more cool tone. One of them, it's always a little bit more subtle, and the other one is definitely more glittery, definitely a little bit more metallic. We have one by Ofra, and this one is the highlighter in the shade Rodeo Drive. These highlighters are so pretty, very buttery, very nice. And I know I have a lot of shades that are similar, but trust me, they're all different in their own way. Next, I have these by Stila, and this one is the Heaven's Hue highlighter in the shade Luminescence. When you touch them, they feel like kind of like a balm, but when you apply them, they go on as a powder, and they have a really nice consistency. I got rid of most of my pink highlighters. I think I deserve one pink highlighter. I have another shade from the same line, and this one is in the shade Brilliance, and this one, it's definitely well loved. Like I said, the consistency in this one's so nice. I love it. Look at that. Yeah, this one's definitely gonna stay. They're not going anywhere. Next, we have Nabela Cosmetics. This is the Skin Glazing Glass Skin Finish Glow Powder in the shade Privilege. This one has also a little bit of that kind of like a peachy type of shift to it. The thing that I like about this Nabela highlighter is that it's so finely milled that it doesn't emphasize your texture. You could apply them with a brush. You can also apply them with a sponge, and that was one of the things that I was very surprised about. They do give you that kind of like glass skin finish, so I really do enjoy this one. The next one I have here is this one by Milk Makeup, and this one is the Flex highlighter in the shade Iced. So in the pan, it just looks like a regular highlighter, but when you swatch it, it gives you such nice tone. If you don't like very intense highlighters, you might not like this one, but it's just so pretty. I really do enjoy it. Another one that is very pretty is this one by Melt Cosmetics Stargazer highlighter. This one also looks pretty metallic, but the powder on this one is so nice, a little bit more subtle, not as metallic as the Milk Makeup one, but nonetheless. And then we have MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish in the shade Whisper of Gilt. Very metallic, very gold. And then we have the Mineralize Skin Finish powder in the shade Soft and Gentle. If you remember about the Soft and Gentle days, this one was a classic way back when. Everybody talked about Soft and Gentle. Everybody had Soft and Gentle. This one was one of the first kind of like rose gold type of highlighters, and I also have it in the shade Global Gold. I mean, look at the packaging. I've been having this for years. It used to have like kind of like a bump here, and the bump is gone. This is how much I use this highlighter. So pretty. This one is definitely darker than all the other ones, but you can dust it all over the skin, and it just gives you the most beautiful sheen. There was a point in time that this was the only highlighter that I was using. We're done with box number 3. So these were the ones that were just loose, and we're gonna start with this one by Patrick Ta, the Major Glow Face Gloss in the shade She Gives Me Life. And this one is a fairly new product. I was very curious to try it, and as you guys can see, this one is kind of like a jelly. It's not necessarily like, it's not a solid component, but it looks kind of like a balm, as you guys can see. Ooh, this is so pretty. It does feel very sticky, so I'm not sure. This kind of highlighters is kind of like a hit and miss, because sometimes they're so balmy that your hair gets stuck to it. So I'm not sure, but I am excited to play with this. I actually got this not that long ago, and I'm barely opening it. Up next, I have this one by Urban Decay, and this one is the Naked Illuminated, and this one is very old. I've been having this for a very long time, and it has survived so many declutterings, but if I'm being honest, it's pretty. It's this one right here. It's very pretty. It's very glittery. I never use it. I never reach for it. Every time I swatch it, I always say, oh, I'm gonna play with it a little bit more, but I never use it. So I am gonna get rid of this one. The next one is this one by RMS Beauty. This one is a duo. It comes with a blush and a highlight, and the highlight is in the shade Lost Angel, if I'm not mistaken. This one is the most beautiful highlighter. It looks like nothing on the skin, but when you apply it to your cheekbones and the light hits it, it's just the most beautiful flattering highlighter that you can ever find. Next, I have this one by Airspun, and this one is the loose face highlighter in the shade Snow Much Ice. This one is another one that is very icy. Once you blend it out, it doesn't look that cold. Is actually very pretty, and it's very affordable, and you get a ton of product. And you can buy this one at Walmart. That's what I picked mine up. The next one I have here is this one by Farsali, and this one is the Jelly Balm in the shade Rose Goals. This one completely dried out on me. I used it a ton, but the thing with this kind of like jelly highlighters is that they eventually dried out due to its consistency and formula. As you guys can see, it's very pretty, but this one is going straight to the trash, not because it's a bad product, but because it's old. The next one I have here is this one by Estee Lauder, and this one is the Bronze Goddess in the shade 03. The only thing with this is I can't really use it during, like right now. This is more a color that I can use during the summertime, only because I would be a little bit more tan, but it is very pretty. Next, I have the Wet n Wild and Bretman Rock highlighter, the Jungle Rock loose highlighting duo. This highlighter on this side is very pretty. It's glittery, it's metallic, and the other side is also very pretty, but this one it's straight up glitter. Although I like this shade, I am gonna get rid of it, and I don't find it fair to keep it just for the one shade that I like when I know there will be somebody else that would be able to use both shades. From Juvia's Place, I have this one, and this is called the Nubian by Juvia's, and this is a loose highlighter. It has a little bit more of that kind of like bronze type of shade, and I really don't reach for it. It's not a bad highlighter or anything like that. It's just I really don't gravitate towards this type of shades, so I am gonna declutter it. Next, I have another jelly highlighter, and this one is by Wet n Wild and the shade Blazing Glaze. It's brand new. I am not gonna open it, and I am not gonna keep it, only because I had that experience with the Farsali one, and they're basically the same thing. I know that I'm not gonna use it up, so I am gonna declutter this one. I know there would be somebody else that would use it. The next one I have here is this one by Jeffree Star, and this one is the Skin Frost and Peach Goddess. This is ginormous. I'm not sure if this one, I don't think this one is good anymore. It doesn't look like it's good anymore. Yeah, no, the texture on this one, it's not good anymore, so I am gonna throw this one away. The next one I have here is this one by Dior. This one is in the shade 03. This is what it looks like. This one is another really nice golden highlighter. It doesn't have any like glitter or anything like that. It's just very nice and metallic. Another highlighter by MAC is this one. This was part of the Selena collection they released last year. This one is the Extra Dimension Skinfinish in the shade La Leyenda. The embossing on it, it's very nice. This is the shade right here. So pretty, especially if you have more of a tan skin tone. Next, I have this one by Makeup Revolution, and this is the highlighter Reloaded in the shade Just My Type, and this is what it looks like. This is another one of those highlighters that it's very like subtle, but at the same time it's very pretty, and the camera looks a little bit more metallic than what it looks like on my arm right now. As you can see, you can't hardly tell that is there. It doesn't have any shimmer or anything like that. It's a very nice pearly highlighter. Next, I have this one by E.l.f, and this one was in collab with Nabela Noor. This is what it looks like. It looks like the Cover FX drops, but this one is in a powder form. It looks really nice on the skin. The tone of it, it's very flattering in a lot of skin tones. Next, I have another one by Wet n Wild, and this is the Mega Glow Loose Highlighting Powder. I'm not gonna keep it. I'm not gonna keep it because I do have other ones that I use a little bit more than this one. Although it's very nice, there's nothing wrong with it. The next one I have here is this one by J.cat, and this one is the Curl Luminizer. It's very interesting because first it looks just like a powder, but once you blend it in, and depending how much you apply, this one is the no highlighter. very similar to the Jaclyn Hill powder. So affordable, and you get a ton of product. The only problem that I have with this is the packaging. I hate the packaging. That's the reason why I don't use it as much, but it's very, very pretty. As you guys can see, it gives you such beautiful glow to the skin. And then lastly, I have this one by Milk Makeup. It's also a little bit lighter, but this one has such a beautiful shift to it. I normally like to apply this one underneath my foundation as well, only because of the format that it has. And normally these little sticks come very handy, especially if you want a really intense highlight but you don't want to carry with the loose highlighters or putting on your purse or whatnot. Something like this is very easy because you could apply it with your fingers. You can also apply it under foundation, which is my favorite way to apply it. Get the minis, don't get the big size, because you would never, and I mean never, use one of them up. The last highlighter that I have here is this one by Iconic London. This one is the Illuminator in the shade Original. Ooh, this one is also very similar to the Colourpop ones. So I am gonna get rid of this tiny one. Look at this. I love these highlighters. I know that I'm never gonna be the tint man, but if I could, I would. So I am gonna put everything back and I'll show you what it looks like in just a sec. And this is how the drawer turned out. As you guys could see, I'm sharing my highlighter drawer with my blushes. I do have a video on those, but these are the highlighters, and this long compartment I have all the powder highlighters, and on this little one I kept all the cream highlighters. And now I can see everything I have, literally. I made a few piles. These are the ones that I'm gonna throw away because they're either expire or the formula just doesn't work anymore. These are the 3 cream sticks that I'm gonna get rid of. These 4 are brand new, never touch. I'm probably gonna put those in the giveaway. And these are all the ones that I did used to love, but no longer use. So I am gonna get rid of those. In total, I'm gonna get rid of 25 highlighters, and I'm actually very excited because, you know, I made some more space and I am getting rid of things that I'm really not using, and hopefully we'll give them a new home with somebody that would really take advantage of them. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I post. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.